Since Elden Ring came out, a couple of other Souls-likes have been released, like Thymesia, Salt and Sacrifice, Steel Rising and Dorman. But nothing was as near as fun as From Software's masterpiece. Until I played Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. This is easily the best Souls-like since Elden Ring, and in this video I am going to explain why. But first I want to know if you already played Asterigos. Do you like it? What is your favorite Souls-like of 2022? Tell me in the comments and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Okay, first up let me explain what Asterigos is about real short, and then I'll tell you why this game is so much better than every other Souls-like after Elden Ring. You play as Hilda, a young warrior of the Northwood Legion who is on a quest to find her lost father in the world of Aphis. It doesn't take too long until Hilda finds herself in dangerous situations and conflicts between characters where her choices have an effect on what's going to happen. The story is told through a combination of in-game dialogue, short cutscenes and small bits of a slideshow. So nothing all too fancy, but that's not surprising considering that this is the debut title of the indie developer Acme Game Studios. But let's be honest, the story of a Souls-like itself isn't that important, right? But still, Asterigos surprises with interesting characters with unique personalities and excellent voice acting throughout the whole campaign. What sets Asterigos apart from most other Souls-like is that your choices during dialogue will affect how the story ends. It's fun to experience this all on your own without knowing too much, so I'm going to stop talking about it here and avoid spoilers. After all, the most important part of a Souls-like is the combat. And finally, after a few games that left much to be desired combat-wise, like Steel Rising and Moonscars, at least for me, I found a game where I enjoy every battle. The main reason for that is combat feels tight, enemies are designed creatively, and you have a solid variety of options to choose from to find your playstyle. In the first 3 minutes of the game, you already have access to all 7 weapons, all of which feel very different and come with a unique special move. The sword and shield, for example, lets you block incoming hits, the hammer charges up to unleash a spinning attack, and the staff lets you aim and shoot. The decision to make every weapon available right from the get-go is clever and refreshing. That way you can try out every one of them and later decide where to invest your skill points. But still, even if you choose to main 2 other weapons later, you can always get back all your invested skill points by using an item. Combat itself feels familiar if you played 1 or 2 Souls-like, but unlike most games in this genre, Asterigos simplifies a couple of things. For one, attacking doesn't cost stamina, only dodging, blocking and some special moves do. That always encourages me to a more aggressive playstyle, and I like it when a game awakens my animalistic instincts to smack some things. Also simplified are leveling up and how the developers handle the currency. It's common in Souls-like that defeating an enemy gives you currency that you spend in increasing your attributes and also upgrading your weapons, buying from vendors and doing other stuff. It's also a standard that you lose all of this currency you carry after you bite the dust and can collect your lost money where you died. At best, picking up what you lost creates a great tension and adds to the danger of a Souls-like. Asterigos goes a different way here. Defeating an enemy directly grants you EP to eventually level up, and you don't lose all of your stardust, the currency you can spend on upgrading weapons and other stuff. Instead, you lose a tiny bit of it and you can't pick up what you lost. Intentionally removing that tension of collecting what you lost and making the stardust a bit less important compared to other Souls-like equivalents is a refreshing move the developers made. Oftentimes, AA Souls-like have a hard time finding a sweet spot here, because either checkpoints are rare or level design is too complex to make this gameplay idea fun, and sometimes it's both. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Code Vein, and you stupid Cathedral of the Sacred Blood. God damn, I hate this level. But anyway, as I said, Asterigos is missing that tension, and I find that makes this game less frustrating overall. It's not like all the other Souls-like this year were frustrating. Steel Rising, for example, was way too easy, but generally I'm pleased that Asterigos avoids that potential frustration while maintaining the fun. Oh, and speaking of easy, Asterigos does something that is often considered a taboo in this genre. You can set the difficulty. You can choose between easy, normal and hard mode and change the setting during your playthrough. So even if you encounter an enemy that is just a pain in the butt, you can always make your life easier by decreasing the difficulty. Overall, this game isn't that hard, but Some of the bad guys can hit real hard, and if I'm completely honest with you, halfway through the game I changed to easy mode. Yeah, I know, I'm a loser. Boo-hoo, you suck, man. I know, but I also know myself. As I'm getting older, my frustration limit is slowly fading away, and I just want to have a good time. And I'm having a great time in Aphes. This world is just gorgeous. I won't show you all of the areas to avoid spoilers, but some of the locations you visit are some of the best designed levels I saw in the Soulslike this year. I mean, look at the games that came out this year. For example, Steel Rising had an interesting setting, but not a great visual variety in these levels. Thymesia had only 3 areas, and Moonscars looked almost the same everywhere. I know, this is a very conscious design choice of these games, and that is totally fine. But if you enjoy being brought to visually distinct locations, Asterigos is the right game for you. You visit a forest, a swamp-like area, a city, an academy, and of course sewers, and many more. Although a few of these areas could have 1 or 2 more checkpoints, the level design is clever enough to implement satisfying shortcuts to avoid frustration of running around too much. Overall, Asterigos is more of a Souls-light than a Souls-like, because of some of the design choices and the difficulty settings. And as I said, I find that refreshing. I'm having a blast with this game. I am probably even going to start a second playthrough to see all the endings. For me, Asterigos is the best Souls-like since Elden Ring, and it's a shame that this game doesn't get much attention. If you are curious now, you can check out the demo of Asterigos on Steam. That way you get a good sense of what to expect from this game. If you enjoyed this video, I would be happy if you'd leave a like. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more game reviews, fun top 10 lists and other gaming stuff. Thanks so much for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.